Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross-stitch and the various crafty things I get up to. I hope you're all doing very well. We are in February now. I'm having a hard time believing that it is mid-February. I'm filming this on the 17th. I don't know where the month went. But it always feels like January takes forever and then February is like on fast forward. But we are halfway through. It feels like spring is in the air. We are like, I mean, I know El Nino is affecting other areas, but like in Vancouver, it has been unseasonably warm. We're kind of going through like a little cold patch right now, but like the crocuses are popping and like there's daffodils and I'm like, this is concerning. Like these aren't supposed to be appearing until March. So it's weird walking around. It's like a sunny day today and there's flowers everywhere. Feels weird, but I'll take it. It's nice to look at. Yeah, so I hope everyone's February's been good. I hope everyone had a lovely Valentine's Day if you celebrate that kind of thing. I have been up to all sorts of stitchy things that I'll be sharing with you today. I'm super excited because this weekend is my birthday weekend. That's right, it's a full weekend. I'm taking the whole weekend to celebrate. My actual birthday's on the 19th, so it's in just a few days. But yeah, I'm just like taking some time to do some fun things, eat some good food, and get a lot of stitching time in on a new project that I will be showing you closer to the end of this video. I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to be starting it tonight. I can't wait. But before we get to that, let's just start with some finishes. I've got some finishes. I have 3 finishes. Pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about it. So the first finish I'll take you through is, it's a finish for this month. The whole piece won't be done till the end of the year, but it is Dee's 20 Stitches Stitch for Pride. And I finished the February release, which is an ode to Kehinde Wiley. And there is that piece right there on the bottom. So Keith Haring was the first release in January. This is Kehinde Wiley. So Kehinde Wiley is a portrait artist, and he's famous for a few things, but he famously painted the presidential portrait for President Barack Obama. And his pieces have a lot of like floral motifs. There's a lot of nature in them, in the backgrounds of his portraits. And this is just such a gorgeous representation, I think, of that art. So this is stitched on a 32 count Eris. That's a fabric from Mystic Fabrics. And the thread I used is called, I think it's Fresh Cut. Where's my card? I had a card. It's somewhere here. It's Fresh Cut. It's called Fresh Cut. It's from Roxy Floss Co. And that was a exclusive thread that they had dyed for this year's holiday countdown sale that I was a part of. So I think that looks just lovely. I can't wait to see how this whole thing comes together, but it is looking pretty incredible, I'll have to say. I'm really enjoying Stitch for Pride so far, and I can't wait to see what March brings. But yeah, so there's my first little finish. That's February. Okay, I've got a couple other things. So I've been stitching to the theme of Febru Aviary, which is, I think the brainchild, is that what you'd call that? It's Miss Lead Page's brainchild, Febru Aviary. So I'm stitching birds in February, or trying to find birds to stitch in pieces that I need to be stitching on. So I thought that it would be fun to stitch the Progress Goose. This is from Fine Frog Stitching, and I got a finish on it. Look at him, he's so cute. Oh my God. I love this goose. I started this, I think in June? No. I think I started this in August last year for Vancouver Pride. And I just I got partway down the goose's body and I was able to finish the pattern up in just a couple days. And I love it. The goose is so cute. Holding that flag with pride. Look at him go. Love him. Progress Goose. That's just done on a 14 count black Ada. Easy peasy. Did that with all the DMC. I did sub in one different color purple. I didn't write down what it was. I can't remember what it was, but I did not have the color purple that was required. So I just looked through and found one that looked like it would look good enough on the flag. And I think I made a pretty good choice. Blends in enough without, you know, really popping too much. Like, it doesn't look like it's out of place is what I mean. But yeah, so super happy to have that done. So I have, my goal at the end of this year is to have 12 finishes from before 2024. And this would be my second finish in that group. So 10 more to go. We'll see how that goes. But this was an easy one. I'm like, okay, that's an easy win. Let's just get the bird out of the way. And there he is, super cute. I should be able to have him fully finished in time for June. Pride, maybe put him on my desk. Oh, I love him. So there we go, that's the finish. And I actually have one more. So this was a start and a finish, and this is a birthday present for a friend. Let me just bring up the designer of this. This is just stitched on 14 count white Ada. It is shrimp. It's a shrimp. Look at him. Oh, he's so happy. Isn't that a cute shrimp? Yes, this is a birthday present. The pattern is from CraftySmith. So I just got that on Etsy. The actual pattern looks like this. You're shrimply the best, but I didn't want the words. I just wanted the shrimp. So that shrimp's gonna go into a cute little, like, round ornament thingy so they can hang it. Oh, isn't he so sweet? Look at that little smile. So anyway, shrimp. I got that done real quick. I think I started this on Wednesday. Is that right? No, I think I started it on Tuesday and then I finished it up like Thursday night. And I wasn't really like stitching too many other things. So like 2 sittings, I got shrimp done. There we go. Finishes out of the way. Okay, let's talk about some whips. So last we filmed was near the end of January, and I had one goal remaining for January. So the way I treated January was like jumpstart January. So I wanted to get a jumpstart on my goals for the year. And one of my goals is to finish the top row of Hawkrun Hollow. Oh, that's a lot of stitching. We'll see if I can do it. But I feel pretty confident with the progress I got. So I worked on Hawkrun Hollow for 5 days. For those unfamiliar, this is what Hawkrun Hollow looks like. It is humongous and it is gorgeous. It's from Carriage House Samplings. And I've mostly finished this block. I worked on this last year. I don't have the back stitch done, but everything else is. And I'm currently working on this block with the spooky trees. So this is where I was last time. And here I am now. I think I got a fair amount done, yeah? That looks pretty good. Very pleased with that. So what have I added? I added this little hill here and all the graves. I finished up the grassy knoll here and these snakes. I put feet and beaks on the ravens. There's like another snake here that I started to do. And then I also started the outline of a big gravestone that's right here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I love it. This is on a 32 count linen. I think it's just mocha, light mocha, 32 count light mocha linen. It's gonna be really big. Like, so this fabric is like, obviously there's gonna be a fairly large margin, but like, this is how big the fabric is. Like, holy hell, I have to fill this. Again, it's a big margin, but most of this is going to be full of stitching, and that like, it's daunting to think about how big this pattern is, but I'm really enjoying working on it. It's quite enjoyable to stitch. It's just a lot of work, so you just got to set your mind to it. when you're doing it. But I'm pleased to be working on that. Oh, I think I brought the border down too, because the border was only, yeah, I did. Last time I didn't have any of the bottom border. I think I was only halfway down, so brought the border over here. Next time we'll work on it. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this block. I don't know how many more days that's gonna take me. Maybe like another 5 days and I can finish that at my rate, maybe 7. I don't know. But the next time I pick it up, it would be really nice if I could just like finish this block and then move on to the next one. That'd be cool. It's on my Whip Go board a couple times, so we'll see how often, or I mean, it's on it 3 times, so we'll see when it's called, what I get done. And speaking of Whip Go, my next whip I have to show you is my very first Whip Go call for February, and that is Autumn Cloche. So this is a pattern from Liz Mathews, and that looks like this, pardon the glare. Lovely pattern. So I started this, I think on the first day of fall last year, around there anyway. And last time I was here, I just started on one of the center flowers. And now this is what it looks like after 5 days stitching. And as we can see, I'm doing my best to follow February. I've got a bird. I almost finished this bird. I'm missing, there's supposed to be like another, I think it's like another red where these like lighter dots are. But I'm quite pleased with this. So I finished the flower. I added this leaf, the spider, the bird, and this is a butterfly just above it. So this is stitched on a 40 count fabric. It is Phantasm from Atomic Ranch Linen. And I'm just stitching this with the DMC. And I think it looks lovely. Love it. Just get that freeze frame for the cover of the video, you know. Look at that little bird. He's so sweet. So yeah, this is a lot of fun to work on. I was happy to do it. Again, with 40 count fabrics, I do have a hard time working on them for like long periods. Just, it's a lot of eye strain for me, and I could just only work on 40 count for so long. So I'm happy I was able to get that done. That felt good. I was stitching this and watching a lot of True Detective while I was doing it. That was my show of choice while I was working on this. We can talk more about that later, but there it is, Autumn Cloche. That's what I got done in the 5 days it was assigned this month. So that feels good. Okay, next up, I really only worked on this for like, not even, so I technically worked on it for 2 days, but like, I swear to God, I think I only put in 2 strands. I don't even know why I'm showing it, but I might as well, right? So the pattern is something you've seen before, and it's from the Witchy Stitcher, and it looks like that. We're made for each other. It's the Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein there. So the last time I worked on it, I was here, and I haven't got a lot more done, but I did color complete the next gray that I was working on. There were still a few sections that I hadn't completed the last time I touched this. So now that is done. I think that's like 04 or whatever, 4 on DMC is a darker gray. So that's kind of this outer one that kind of works down her jaw here, and then there's a bit in her neck that I've added, and just a little bit in her ear. So not a ton of progress, but it's something. So I figured I might as well show it. I think she looks absolutely lovely. Don't you? She's looking so good. She's almost done. Well, her face anyway. The hair, as we've mentioned before, is quite large. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of black in a bit. And she's got a green outline around her that I'll have to do as well, but I think she's looking beautiful. I do have this project on my Whip Go board, I think just once this year, but I do tend to pick it up around kind of like lovey days. So I stitched on this on my husband and I's dating anniversary. I stitched on this right around Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna pick it up again in May for our wedding anniversary. But yeah, it's a cute project. I would love to have this finished at the end of this year. This is like one of my, one of the pieces I've been eyeing a finish for, essentially, to try and meet my 12 finishes in 2024 goal. We'll see how that goes. But there she is. If you haven't seen her before on this channel, she is stitched on a 14 count Huntress by Picture This Plus, a really beautiful fabric for this, I think. And this is a needle minder from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It's so cute. Look at that T-Rex. He's cross-stitching too. Adorable. Anyway, we're made for each other. Absolutely love this piece. It's gonna look so awesome when it's done. I'm gonna turn it into a big pillow. Okay. I got one more whip. I feel like I'm like flying through this today. Hopefully I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. I think I'm just zooming. We're just zooming today, folks. Okay. So my last whip is the 2024 Sal from Modern Folk Embroidery. Let's try and say that again. 2024 Sal from Modern Folk Embroidery. It's called No Time Like the Present, and it's gonna look like this when it's done. Absolutely obsessed. So gorgeous. I just love it. And this is where I was last time. And I've got a little more progress, not a ton. I've only worked on it, I think, 2 more days. Yeah, I think 2 more days since you've seen it. No, that might not be right. Let's see what my book of days says. I feel like I don't really show off my book of days. I only recently started like stickering them. No Time Like the Present. Yeah, maybe I worked on it like a little more than 2 days, maybe 3 days. I'm a very like restrained sticker user. But I do like to throw some stickers down. I love this book though. It really helps me like keep track of like what I'm doing with my time. Okay, so 3 days work. Let's just actually show it to you now. Again, you saw what it looked like before, right? Yeah, I threw that up somewhere. Here it is now. So there we go. No Time Like the Present. We are over halfway across. So just recently I was working on this red section here, bringing across these, what would you call those? Just like whatever, those shapes. Bringing the shapes further over, bringing across the blue line, filling in the red. Yeah, it's looking pretty sick. I love it. It's just stitched on a 20 count porcelain, I believe. I got this from the Evertote website, and I'm stitching this with Roxy Flossco Threads Falu Red and Great Lakes, which is what the model piece is. I just love those colors so much that I was like, done. Like, I'm just gonna go with that. I love Falu Red. It's so beautiful. Like, don't you think that's, like, look at that color red. That is nice. I would love to do, like a red sampler with this color red. It's so gorgeous. So pleased. Anyway, I'm not really keeping up with the Sal in the sense of I'm not really finishing the monthly sections in the month they need to be done. Like, I'm still working on January up here. I'm almost through it though. Like, this is a mirrored piece, so, well, maybe not almost. I'm gonna have to like do this over here. But you know, it feels close. Anyway, I just love this piece so much. It's really relaxing to work on. Yeah, I just like it. And it's beautiful. Like, I just like working with beautiful threads. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I think that's it for my whips. So let's talk about plans. Talk about some plans. So as I mentioned, it's my birthday weekend and I have a birthday start planned. I'm gonna start this like pretty much right after I'm done this video. Guess I'll have to like edit this video like a tiny bit. Like, I'll do a little bit of editing. I'm not gonna go ham. Not that I ever go ham on my videos, but yeah, I really just like want to start this piece. So I'm gonna do that. And what I'm talking about is my very first Mirabilia Nightingale. Yeah, I want to start that tonight. I'm gonna work on her for a couple days on my birthday weekend, but holy moly, look at her. She's so beautiful. Just can't. And like, really, white is not my favorite color to stitch with, but I don't care. Look at that with the blues. Oh, she's so gorgeous. And lucky me, where did this come from? This is just like on my, I must have pulled it out with, we're made for each other? It's 4, that's what I was, oh boy. Well, I don't know. We'll just put that there and we'll figure that out. Where was I? Oh yes, for my birthday, Schaefer, my husband, kitted this up for me. So I had purchased fabric already from Evertote. I'm gonna be stitching it on, I think I showed this in my last video, but I'm gonna be stitching it on this green. It's called Cash It In. The lighting is not really doing this color any favors, but you can see she stitched on a green here. It's not quite this type of green, but I've done a floss toss and I think this is gonna look really nice on this green. Okay, does this work? Does this work? No, it's too far. Well, take my word for it. It's a lovely green, even though this is kind of making it look like a yellowy brownie color. It's nice. Let's take my word for it. Cash It In is a lovely green. She's gonna go on there. And yeah, I got all the floss and I got all the little beads. Show you, oh, well, I threw them in here. I threw her in this Evertote bag I got with the owls, because it's a nightingale and that's a bird, and there's birds on this bag and that's close enough of an association for me. But yeah, I got all the beads and the silk, what is this? Water lilies, ink. Like, oh, look at that color. So lovely. There was just one thread missing. I need a like glow in the dark Krynic that 123 Stitch didn't have, but that's fine. I think it's probably gonna be a while until I get to that Krynic, so I can order it at another time, but I did get this nice blue one. All the beads. So super stoked that he was able to kit that up for me for my birthday. Means I can start it. I'm so excited. So yes, that's my immediate plans. Starting Nightingale and probably working on it forever, but we'll see. And then the next project I'm gonna be working on is my second Whip Go call for February, which actually happens to be my last year birthday start. So that works out quite well. And that is There Is Always Room by Maximum Cross Stitch. This absolutely lovely piece. Cannot wait to spend more time on this. I think the last time I touched this, I finished like this stuff and I started on the roof. So it'll be good to get more of that in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this year. We'll see. I mean, it's possible. We'll see how much time I get on it. But anyway, stoked to work on that. So I have 5 days on that. And then with the rest of my time, I want to get a couple finishes in. Like, I'm gonna need to finish up shrimp this weekend, because my friend's birthday is later this week. So I want to have that done for her, and I might take the opportunity to frame something else while I'm at it, and we'll see how that goes. And other plans, I think maybe I'll work on red cardinals, which falls into the February category and also checks off a Christmas stitch if I want to keep doing like Christmas pieces around the 25th of each month. So I might work on red cardinals from Owl Forest Embroidery, and I may also pick up the Birdmen Cometh from Little Robin Designs for a couple days as well, because Birdmen. Why not? We'll see if I get to it. You'll see in the next Flosstube. Maybe I'll get there, maybe I won't. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for plans. Yeah, I feel like we're just like flying today. I have a tiny bit of haul. It's just super small. So Mystic Fabrics was doing a sale on a bunch of leftover fabric that she had, and they're kind of like grab bags. So I went on a little late and there wasn't like too many sizes left, but I grabbed a 28 count linen multicolor grab bag, and oh my goodness, I'm gonna show you these. I don't know what they're called. I don't think they're actually labeled, but that's fine. They're incredible colors though. So I got this purple. There's 4 in each pack. I think they're like an eighth, maybe an eighth of fabric, fat eighth. I don't know. A blue, always love a blue. This really cool, like minty green. Is it kind of minty? Yeah, it's like a minty green. And then this. Ah, so many cool colors. Let's see all 4 of them. So I'm super pleased with this. Lovely grab bag. Really like Mystic Fabrics quite a bit. I am still in her Fabric of the Month club. I haven't received any fabrics for this year just yet. She, I believe, just always takes January off, which makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of work to be dyeing all that fabric every month. And because I get mine shipped every 2 months, yeah, I'm hoping I'll get some fabric at the beginning of March, but we'll see. Anyway, there we go. That was my tiny, tiny little bit of haul. Fabric, as if I need more of it. So much fabric. I'm like, I should start more pieces. And I'm like, no, we're doing restrained starts this year. But I'm like, I want to use these pretty fabrics on something. So we'll see. It's a restrained start year. Next year might be a little more unrestrained, but we'll see. Okay, well, I think that's it for stitching talk. If you were just here to listen to me talk about my cross stitch, I'm done now. I'm just going to talk about what I have been reading, watching, and playing. That's how I end all my videos. If you don't want to watch that, that's cool. If you made it this far, give me a like, maybe comment with what you're working on. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Okie doke. Let's talk about some other things. Okay, so reading. What have I read? What have I finished? So I did end up finishing one book this week, and I picked this up actually because Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, talked about it on her, was that her most recent Flosstube? Maybe? I think it might have been. And that book is Divine Rivals. And I really enjoyed this. So yeah, she had spoken about it on her most recent video. I saw that, and then, you know, I was kind of browsing my Libby app and just spotted it as like a skip the line loan. So with those, you have to read them within 7 days. And I'm like, okay, we'll see if I can get through that. I flew through this book. I loved it so much. It's like young adult, like light, it's fantasy, but it feels kind of like light fantasy romance. It takes place in, it kind of feels like, let's say, World War I era is sort of what it feels like technology-wise. And also, there's a war occurring in this book, and the description of it sounds very reminiscent of World War I. I don't know if that's what they're trying to go for, but that's kind of what I got. Anyway, it takes place in this world where there used to be many gods, and most of them are dead now, and the rest that remain are sleeping. However, a couple of those gods have woken up and have decided to do battle against each other. So there's a war happening, but it's really, really far away from the main city that these characters live in. The city's called Oath, and they just kind of want to turn a blind eye to the fact that there's like this crazy war going on. I think in the West. Doesn't matter where it's happening. Anyway, so it follows two characters, a boy and a girl. They are vying for the same columnist position at a newspaper, and they are rivals. They don't get along. He's like this upper class snob. She's like, you know, working class girl who's just like trying to scrape by. Her family's kind of a mess. Like her brother's gone to war. Her mom's an alcoholic. Things are not going well for this girl. And she's fighting for her life at this newspaper. And at night, she has a secret pen pal who she writes letters to on her typewriter and sends through this like magic hole in the wall. Like there's enchanted buildings here. She's like slipping little notes through the wall. She thinks they're going to her brother for the first little bit, but lo and behold, they're actually landing on her rival's doorstep. And you can see where this is going. They become pen pals. Sparks start to fly. She loves his pen pal version. She doesn't know it's him, but he figured it out. He's figured it out. It's her. So they form this like really cute relationship, writing letters to each other, and then like battle each other in real life for like this slot at the newspaper. There's only one position. Who's gonna get it? This book went places I wasn't fully expecting. I really enjoyed it. It gets dark towards the last third, I would say. Well, no, there's dark points in this whole novel, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily know what to think. Romance used to be something I read a lot more of back in the day, but I haven't been reading a ton of romance in the last few years, so it was really cute to kind of ease into this one. It's like a really light, like cute, like young adult style romance, not super heavy is what I'm trying to say. But I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was really well written. I enjoyed the characters. It was an engaging story. I flew along. I've recommended it to my sister and another friend of mine. And I think it's a duology. Is that what you call it when it's not a trilogy? When it's 2 books, a duology? I'm now on the waiting list for the second book in the series, and I cannot wait to see where that goes, because the ending was like, the way it ended, I was like, heavens no, we can't end this here. So I'm really excited to see where this book ends up going. Yeah, I really just enjoyed the whole thing. I'll say that. So yeah, Divine Rivals, if you are in the mood for kind of like light fantasy romance, yeah, well-written characters, engaging story, check it out. Okay, what else have I been doing? Okay, what have I been watching? Okay, so I mentioned I've been watching True Detective. I finally started watching the first season. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my last video, because I was watching season 4, and I'm still watching season 4. There's one more episode. It's coming out tomorrow. What's gonna happen? I can't wait to see. But I've been watching the first season, and oh my god, that's so good. I feel like, you know, the first season of True Detective got so much praise when it was first out, and I never watched it for whatever reason, which is weird because it's like really a show that's right up my alley. I like murder stuff. That sounds horrible, but like I like crime dramas, I guess is the best way to put it. And it's just really good. I mean, it was praised for a reason. So season 1 of True Detective I've really been enjoying. What else have I been watching? I recently started watching Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix. That is really good. I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's an animated show. It is for adults. Do not let your children watch this show. It is gruesome. Yeah, it's about a lone samurai wandering Japan on a quest for revenge, and it's an excellent story. The animation is like stunning and really yeah, it is graphic, I'll just say that, but it's in a way that I wasn't expecting, I'll say, from a Netflix cartoon. It's just really, really good. So yeah, Blue-Eyed Samurai, I'm not gonna say too much about it, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, it's really beautiful, good story so far, interesting characters. I'm absolutely like loving this sidekick character. Is this like kind of like simple small town boy who makes soba noodles, who's absolutely determined to become like the sidekick of this badass samurai who just wants to be left alone, but he is determined to follow them to the end of the earth. And it's very sweet. But yeah, so I've been enjoying that. And yeah, movie-wise, I feel like I've been watching a lot of movies, but they're like all older. I've been on I watched a lot of movies with Gary Oldman in it recently. Like I watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I absolutely love. The costumes in that movie are like otherworldly beautiful. Next level, incredible. If you've never seen Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, like get on that. That movie is like, it's old. Well, okay, it's 92. It's not that old, but like, you know, 92. That was like over 30 years ago at this point. Yeah, so anyway, Keanu Reeves is there just doing the world's worst English accent I've ever heard. Winona Ryder, close second, really not a very good accent. Gary Oldman just acting circles around these people. He's somehow 34. I'm like, he must have been in his 40s when he shot this. He was 34. I'm like, this man's younger than me, and he looks like, I know it's the makeup as Dracula, but even when he's like young, hot Dracula, he does not look 34 to me. I'm like, ooh. Anyway, I love this movie. It's like campy to the extreme. The set design is incredible. The costumes are amazing. I just love it. So we watched that. And I also watched The Fifth Element. I needed a comfort movie at some point this week. And I'm like, you know what? We're watching The Fifth Element. Another Gary Oldman classic. I think that might be one of my favorite Gary Oldman characters. Is the evil arms dealer, essentially, in that movie. Fifth Element. So good. Classic sci-fi. Another movie with excellent costumes, thanks to, who did that? Oh, Jean-Paul Gaultier designed those clothes. Anyway, if you're in the mood for movies with great clothes, watch Dracula and Fifth Element. Two wildly different pieces of media. Okay, I'll stop talking about that. Games, what have I been playing? I'm still chipping away at Baldur's Gate. Like, damn, this is a big game, and I'm not very good at it. I'll say that. I'm terrible at the combat. But I have been enjoying it. I accidentally romanced a character that I really didn't want to romance, so I had to, like, go back in my save. I'm like, hell no. I accidentally romanced Gale the Wizard, who I find extremely annoying. He told me he wanted to show me a magic trick, and I was like, I'm a sorcerer. Show me some magic. He was not, I don't think he was referring to actual magic, so I fell into his little trap. Let's just say that. I did not want to romance this man, so I've gone back in time. And I'm going to have to, like, redo some battles before I get back to my camp. Not making that mistake again, though. Hell no. Not romancing Gale. If you romance Gale, that's good for you, but he's not for me. So I've been playing that. And what else? Steam Nextfest happened at the beginning of this month. So that's like when usually indie developers, but people with upcoming games who are launching their games on Steam, so PC platform, usually release a bunch of demos for their games around that time. So I downloaded a bunch of demos. I was testing some things. I played this really cool game called Children of the Sun. It's a really interesting take on like a shooter where you kind of become a bullet and it's like a puzzle to solve. Sounds horrible, but you're supposed to like shoot a bunch of guys in like one section, and you have to do it in the most optimal way of you fire your gun, you hit one guy, then you have to like, the bullet travels from that guy to another. So you need to make like the perfect little pattern, and it is very addicting. So I had fun with that. And there's another game called Pacific Drive that I've been testing that seems really cool as well. I think that one actually comes out in like a week or so. So I haven't finished the demo yet. I'm going to play it a little more, but it might actually be something I pick up. Pacific Drive's interesting. It's about like, you're in this, it's like this alternate reality in the Pacific Northwest where there's like some sort of weird like alien or like otherworldly activity going on. And it's slowly taking up more and more territory around like this peninsula, kind of close to Seattle, I guess. And they've built a wall around it, but you're driving by to do a delivery and you get sucked into this zone. So basically you're trying to escape this like really weird place where, you know, everything's floating. There's like weird anomalies going on. Your car is your only safe zone. So you have to like build up your car and collect resources. It's essentially, I think it's just like a survival game. It's not survival horror, kind of edging, sort of edges on horror in a way. But anyway, it's been interesting so far. I did get a little motion sick driving, so I might have to toggle some settings. We're going to have to see how that goes. When I hit my 30s, I realized some things start making me motion sick now, which is very disappointing. I was watching a friend play Armored Core in the office, like in the summer, and I watched them play for maybe 10 minutes and I felt sick for the rest of the day. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm glad that this is my reality now. Just watching a first-person game is making me incredibly ill. Sweet. Wait, I don't even think Armored Hardcore isn't even first person, it's third person, but there's a lot of movement in that game, and it didn't do great things for me. Anyway, this is enough of a blather of all the things I've been testing, watching, reading. So I'll just stop here. If you've been reading anything interesting, watching anything really cool, let me know what it is. Throw it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be chilling out this weekend, stitching, eating, maybe playing some games, probably finishing that Pacific Drive demo. But I'm gonna be having a good one. I hope you all have a good one. I don't know when I'm gonna post this, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see when I get around to editing it. But yeah, thanks again everyone for stopping by and watching the video, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, bye!